G'day guys, Fitcho here and welcome back to my MotoGP 18 career mode. Today we're here for episode number 14 and I think it's about the 6th or 7th round of the Moto3 World Championship. It is in fact the 7th round of this season and we're heading to Spain to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. Now, this is the first time we have hit this track in career mode, so I'm not too sure where my pace is going to lie. It's a bit of a new track coming up. Like last weekend out, we were at Mugello. We went there in the Red Bull Rookies Cup. It was one of the 7 tracks on that calendar, so I had a bit of experience there. I knew where my pace lied roughly going into that weekend. Heading into this weekend, I have absolutely no idea. Really? I had the autopilot on, and I've just had a high side coming out of the third last corner. With the autopilot still on, just starting a fast lap to do one of the development tests. And the AI has a high side with me while in control before I get control coming out of the pits. That is very, very strange. Oh, Aaron Canet has already had a crash, and we're literally 10 seconds into qualifying. And this time, I haven't had a high side while the autopilot was still on. Now let's go and turn that traction control off and see what lap times we can pump in. This has been the best lap we have put together so far, as Fabio Di Giannantonio has had a crash. And that puts us 5th on the grid, half a second off Aaron Canet's current best time. And I feel like the second half of that lap was not as I would have liked it. So there's definitely a little bit more time for me to try and find, as someone else has had a crash, and that is Marcos Ramirez. There's been a lot of crashes. Lorenzo Della Porta as well, as we are 2/10 up through the first sector, and Makar Yurchenko has also crashed. Lots of crashes in this qualifying session right now. And Darren Binder is down as well. This is all on the same lap. Oh, Gabriel Rodrigo has crashed as well, still the same lap. Oh, there's another one. Alberto Arenas has crashed as well. There's an insane amount of crashes on this lap. I have no idea what is going on. Add another one to the crash list as around the final corner we come, getting very, very wide there. But nonetheless, it has been a respectable lap, but we are not going to improve. Actually, 0.8 of a second down in the end. I thought our third sector was a little bit better, but we got that final sector and the second sector a little bit wrong. And Lorenzo Della Porta is down again. I have no idea. And Adam Norradine. I have no idea what is happening. And Adam Norradine again. I have no... Okay, there must be a glitch. Adam Norradine's just crashed 4 times in a row. 4 times in a row Adam Norradine's just crashed in the space of about 4 seconds. There must be some sort of glitch. Oh, Adam Norradine is down again. I'm getting so distracted. And Aaron Canet is down as well now. And add Dennis Foggia to that list as well. Someone else. Tatsuki says, okay, I'm riding like shit right now. Marco Bezzecchi, this lap is out the window. Ayumi Sasaki. I don't know what is going on right now. That many people are crashing in this qualifying session. It is actually insane. Add another one to this. It's Yurchenko again. And another one. Andrea Mino is now down. And a fucking... what's his name? Nakaran. I can't pronounce that last name. He's just crashed a second time. And John McPhee now. I have no idea what is going on. I'm getting so distracted by all these crashes that this lap is absolute disaster. And hopefully everyone will stop crashing, let me focus, and I can try to improve on my previous time. And Aaron Canet, the current pole sitter, is down yet again. And Tony Arbolino, our teammate, now is down, as well as Albert Arenas. Add Fabio Di Giannantonio to the list yet again. And Jaume Masia. And Kazuki Masaki. Someone stop there on pit exit. There's some sort of glitch going down in this qualifying session. This is really strange. Let's try to just ignore all the crashes for this lap at least and see if we can go any quicker than our previous laps. 2/10 up in the first sector. I have been quick through the first sector as Mino is down again, and so is Sasaki. I have no idea what is going on. John McPhee again as well. This is an absolute mess. Oh, and Aaron Canet again, the pole sitter. That's the 3rd time he's hit the deck apparently. Adam Norradine again, lost count of how many times he's crashed. Philip Erdl, and now myself. I've been so distracted by all the crashes, I've ended up having a crash myself. Oh, and I've crashed under autopilot. I just went back to the pits to repair my bike after that last high side. I come back out on track, and while the bike's still under control by the game, I've had another high side. This is actually ridiculous. The absurd amount of crashing from the AI seems to have ceased for a lap We have got in a reasonable time, and we are 3/10 off pole position, and that moves us up onto the front row of the grid. Through the final corner we come, and this has been another good lap. Fastest through sectors 1 and 3. What is the time going to be? A 1:49.4, and we take pole position by 3/10 of a second. A great lap there. We absolutely nailed the first sector and got a good run through the second. It's really turn number 3 in particular that was losing me a lot of time, but on that lap I absolutely nailed it, and I think that is going to do us for qualifying. We have taken yet another pole position, this time in Spain at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia, and joining us on the front row of the grid are the normal suspects, Aaron Canet and Jorge Martin. Fabio Di Gianantonio and the 2 Leopard bikes line up on the second row of the grid. It is race day here in Spain for today's Catalan Grand Prix, and we've been thrown a little bit of a curveball. While there is no rain falling, the track is saturated. We have a wet race on a wet track, but it's going to dry up through the course of today's Grand Prix, so this is going to make things a little bit interesting. I'll be honest, with my dry pace in qualifying, I was hoping for a nice dry race for today's Grand Prix, because that would have suited me quite nicely with the pace I have shown. I'm not confident with my wet pace, and I have not ridden this track in the wet, so I'm not too sure how this race is going to go. It's going to be a very interesting one, but we performed well yesterday, so put ourselves in the best possible place to start today's race.
Just a few moments to go and the Catalan Grand Prix will officially begin. Riders are getting focused because they know that they'll have to give 100% from the very beginning.
It is race time here in Catalonia. Grab the clutch, revs up, bike in gear, and get that pesky traction control off. The lights are on. And it's lights out, and away we go. The Catalan Grand Prix is underway, and again, it's been a reasonable start by my standards across into the slipstream of Aaron Canet. We are going to go. That worked for us quite well in Mugello as we head down toward turn number 1. Where do we brake? We are one of the latest of the breakers down into the first 2 corners. We got it right. Then we flick back to the left. A very open chicane almost. We've got Lorenzo Della Porta up our inside. We get a nice exit off too, and now we have his teammate Enea Bastianini just in front of us through this incredibly long turn number 3. Lorenzo Della Porta looked up our inside, but he couldn't make that stick, and now we have the run on Enea Bastianini. Can we get up the inside of the Leopard bike? Yes, we can, and possibly up the inside of Aaron Canet. Yes, we managed to make that stick as well. We did use a lot of curb, but we've pushed ourselves very, very wide. I think that is Enea Bastianini capitalizing on our mistake, and Aaron Canet trying to get back past us, but back up the inside of Canet we go. But all this battling might just help Jorge Martin get a little bit of a break. There's a tiny bit of separation between him and Bastianini, but not enough to worry about this early in the Grand Prix. But we want to get past Enea Bastianini as we head out of turn number 8 and up into the very fast turn number 9. We are on the outside, and I doubt we're going to be able to hold this right around the outside. We'll try our best, but we were unable to do that. Now onto the back straight as we head down towards turn number 10. A really good overtaking opportunity up the inside of Enea Bastianini. Very, very squirrely on the brakes. We get the bike stopped up the inside of Bastianini, and we are up into second place. And now we just have Jorge Martin just in front of us. A bit of a scrappy line through turn 12, I won't lie, but nonetheless, we've got ourselves back up into second place. Now we're going to set our sights on Jorge Martin. Hopefully we can find our pace early in today's Grand Prix and get used to the track conditions really, really quickly. Through the final corner we come to end lap number 1 of 10 of this Catalan Grand Prix, and our pole position has converted into second place at the end of the first lap. One of the best first laps I would say we have had in terms of where we are at the end of it after starting in pole, but we still have a bit of work ahead of us to catch up to race leader Jorge Martin. We have gone very late on the brakes down into turn number 1 and gained a lot of time on the Spaniard, and we are now right on his rear tire as we head into turn number 3, but this is a corner I have struggled with all weekend. Get the power on so early as this opens up and opens up and opens up, and we're not going to be close enough to try anything too aggressive down into 4, but we are now right on the back of Jorge Martin. We almost thought about something there that wouldn't really have worked there in the middle of turn number 4. We're just going to have to be patient and try to line up a good move on Jorge Martin. Make sure we don't cock it up, lose the position, and end up losing more time than we gain. We have had a really nice run through turn number 9, and we are right on the back of Martin. Can we look up his inside, down into turn number 10, a very heavy braking zone up the inside of the hairpin. We go, we've run it too deep, and he's going to get back up our inside. We couldn't quite get that move that we pulled on Enea Bastianini. We didn't quite get it stopped on the apex like we did on the previous lap, but that actually hasn't hurt us all that badly. We're still right on the back of Jorge Martin as down into the penultimate corner we go. Such a long pit straight here. We have a great chance to get a really nice slipstream and try to drag our way past Jorge Martin, try to get a nice exit off the final corner. And now we're going to tuck into the slipstream of Jorge Martin's Honda. Of course, we're both on Hondas, so the power should be fairly similar. This slipstream should make a big difference, gaining. We're going to pull out of the slipstream and make that move stick, and we were later on the brakes down here on the previous lap, and yet again, we are strong in these first two corners, and we take the lead of this Catalan Grand Prix on lap number 3 of 10. 5 laps are now in the book, 5 more to go, and we're pulled out to a 1.5 second advantage over Jorge Martin. We have that lead that we want right now, and now we just need to keep it on the black stuff, keep these lap times up, and we should be in a position for a comfortable race victory here in Catalonia. One more lap to go, and it didn't even tell me what the gap was back to Jorge Martin. We've got a proper lead now, and just one last trip around this circuit to Barcelona, Catalonia, and we'll make it 2 wins in a row. Out of the final corner we come, and up to the line, and this is going to be win number 2 in a row, and I think it's win number 3 of the season as we cross the line to win the Catalan Grand Prix. So here are the final results. We are victorious at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia in today's Catalan Grand Prix. 4.4 seconds back to Jorge Martin, with Aaron Canet rounding out the podium. And just looking at the fastest lap column, we did a 1:55.2. The next best looks like Jorge Martin with a 1:56.3. Then Aaron Canet with a 1:56.8. So I was originally a bit worried about the wet race, or the wet track at least. But in the end, my pace was a lot more dominant in this wet track conditions than it was in the dry during qualifying, so that really did actually work out quite nicely for myself as we make it 2 wins in a row. And like I said, I think that is race win number 3 of the season, and that is definitely going to help our championship situation out as Jorge Martin continues to lead the championship, now 11 points over Aaron Canet. And then you find myself still sitting there in 3rd place, but I've started to draw clear of the 2 Leopard bikes. I'm now on 105 points, the 3rd rider to break into triple digits, and I am about 14 points ahead of Enea Bastianini now, but I'm still about 30 points back off Aaron Canet and 41 points off Jorge Martin in the championship lead. And I think we've got Assen next, which is a decent round for me, but then we head to the Sachsenring. If you think back to about episode number 4 or 5 of this career mode, back in the Red Bull Rookies Cup when we were at the Sachsenring, things didn't go well, and I'm not looking forward to that round. We really need to capitalize on these last 2 results, hopefully get another good result in Assen, because Sachsenring is going to be a very, very tough weekend for us. In terms of the reputation, absolutely dominant here in the race with the fastest lap as well. And of course, we also got pole position. We get 1,926 reputation, 9,000 development points, and every attribute, well actually they've all changed now. Level 54 for riding position and brakes management, level 53 still for throttle management, and up to level 55 for leaning angle. In terms of the team trust, we are definitely now closer to first rider than we are to dismissal.
This victory is the cherry on top of an exhausting weekend. If his team keeps working like this, it will be really difficult for his opponents to overtake him.
We are back in Parc Ferme celebrating yet again. Get in. So I haven't checked the social feeds for a couple of videos now. There we are, mentioned yet again with the GP news for today's Moto3 race. And if we go back to last week, we were mentioned as well for the Italian Grand Prix. I'm still a bit disappointed there is sort of no fan aspect to the social feeds at this stage of the game. Hopefully maybe that's something they introduce later in the game with an update, or something we'll see in next year's version of the game. But in terms of our reputation on follower count, we're up to 11,525 now. So we now have 18,000 development points. So yet again, let's dive into the bike development. Now let's go back to the engine. We have 2 more upgrades to make, and yet again, I think we need to go fairly even on this, because if we upgrade the power, that's great, but I still need to be able to control that traction with the upgraded power. So let's upgrade the traction as well to level 3, and then we'll go power to level 3 as well. So that is everything done for the engine. All 6 slots have been used. And let's go maybe to the brakes. Do we want to go modularity or aggression? This option prevents the wheels from blocking when braking, and then with the aggression, this option increases the bike's braking power. So I think we'll start off with the bike's braking power, and we don't have enough to make one final upgrade, so that's something we'll have to think about in another episode. But that is going to do it for today, guys. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you do smash that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe for much more MotoGP 18 content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.